It's about time I do another Q&A. So guys, like always, my name is DJ Rick Webb. This is another Q&A session. Finally back doing more Q&As now that I'm out of school. So let's dive right on into the questions. We're going to start on Snapchat. Link to my Snapchat right here. I feature anyone and everyone that sends me video Snapchats, as you guys will see right now. So the first question on Snapchat comes from Guitarras. He asked if I make my own beats or if I just mix music. Currently, all I do is mix music. I don't make any of my own beats. I do make some quick mixes, but for the most part, I'm just mixing live music that I did not make. I plan on getting into it eventually though. Next question comes from Chris, and he asks, how much money do you get? Not sure what you're referring to, either YouTube or DJing. DJing gigs for me varies anywhere between $500 up to $1,000+ per gig that I do normally. And when it comes to YouTube right now, I am, just because I don't really want to keep secrets from you guys, I'm making right around $80 to $100 per month. So not much money, seeing as how I pump out two-ish videos a week and only making $80 to $100. I don't like keeping secrets like that, so that's how much money I make. Next question is from Major. As a beginner DJ, how would I get my name out there for school dances? So school dances, one thing you can do is contact all the local school districts, the middle schools, the high schools, whatever you're going for, and give them your information. Give them your prices, your business cards, your informations. Try and sell yourself, express your interest in starting, your interest in actually doing their school dances, what you can provide for them. And majority of the time, if you're coming in a little lower than the current persons that are there, most schools will actually go for you, unless you're known for being a bad DJ. So hopefully you're not already. Next question is from Sean McGunther. If you had an unlimited budget for equipment, what would be the first thing you would get? So I would probably just continue on the path that I'm going right now with upgrading my speakers, and that is getting all JBL SRX series speakers and replacing all the ones I currently got, and a DBX Drive Rack PA2. Those would probably be the main things I would get. Other than that, maybe a trailer so that I can haul stuff in. I don't really have any other aspirations for stuff. I mean, I would love to own my own personal production company with trussing, staging, all that sort of stuff, but I currently work for one, so there's no really point in that. That's a down the road plan when I potentially move somewhere else because of my main job, which would probably be engineering. Moving somewhere else and then starting my own production company. Next question comes from Benjamin7. Hey man, do you group scenes in Show Express's live screen? Mine is all on one big jumbled up screen, but I've seen people group it. I'll let you know right now on the gig log that will be coming out after this video that you're watching. It's coming out later this week. I dive in a lot more into my Show Express because I'm programming for this huge prom. And I dive into Show Express a little bit more to explain my layout on Show Express and how I organize my lighting. But there's tab options. If you click on the options key for the page that you're on, you can display multiple pages. And normally I display 8 pages on a thing, and each page has buttons that do certain things, which you'll see in the next gig log. Hopefully that helps. DJ Miggy. What's up, DJ Rick Webb? Here's my question. How many power speakers can you connect per wall plug? I just bought a second pair of their 1,000-watt speakers. You can't really, there's not really a set amount of speakers that you can plug into a wall before you blow the speakers or the wall plug, and also the wall plug that you're working with, you don't know what else is plugged into that wall plug. Now, power speakers, what they're rated for is that's their output, their max output. They do not actually draw that much power from the wall outlet, and to figure that out, you either have to look in the manufacturing specs or get yourself a voltmeter to plug into the wall to figure out how much each thing is drawing, and then figure out based on that your amperage and all kinds of stuff like that. As a general rule of thumb though, what I try to avoid is plugging anything more than 4 speakers onto one outlet, and I'm saying just 4 speakers only on that one outlet. So like a lot of times when you see me run those big 4 subs in the middle of a big prom or high school setup or college party, those 4 subs are on their own outlet. Nothing else is plugged into that outlet, just those 4 subs. That's just something I try to do, and it's worked out very well for me to avoid blowing any fuses or any outlets of any sort at venues. But yeah, there's a lot of math that goes into it, so research that a little bit more and you can dive deeper into that topic if you want to go that far.
Yeah, DJ Rick, well, just wanted to know, how is it using the Pioneer SZ? Was it easy to pull the music over and use it during your gigs? Let me know.
It got a little muffled in your question there, but I believe you were asking me about my SZ, if it was easy to transition over to DJing with the music and stuff on the SZ. And the whole reason why I did the SZ was because I had maxed out like the amount of things I could do with my old mixer, and I wanted to experiment with different types of mixing. I wanted to experiment with serato, which I couldn't do on my old mixer. I just had a lot of stuff I wanted to experiment and do differently with the SZ. And the transition was actually fairly easy for the most part. The biggest hassle was getting used to where all the button layouts were and how the buttons worked. That was the biggest hassle of switching over to the SZ. But that took maybe about a month to get used to it. And I would say at this point, it's like butter to me now. It works. It's very easy to DJ with the SC now. Moving along here, next question comes from Harasha Salinas. I'm going to start going to school to become a mechanical engineer. On a scale of 1 to 10, how tough is it? Well, mechanical engineering, if you guys don't know, that's what I'm studying in school. I just finished up my junior year, going into my senior year. At Ohio University, I would say mechanical engineering, if you are very, very smart in the math department, as well as in the physics department, and you're pretty tech savvy, it's pretty, it's not too tough. I would say freshman year was a piece of cake. That's all your gen ed classes and stuff like that. Sophomore year was kind of tough, wasn't bad. It seemed really tough at the time, and then junior year, which I just went through, was really, really, really tough. Like there was some all-nighters there, and there was a lot of time spent in the ARC, which are basically where we do homework and study in groups and meet and stuff. I basically just stayed there the whole entire time. The people I live with back home, basically, they never saw me. I would leave around like 8 o'clock in the morning almost every day of the week, and I would not be back home until like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe I would stop back for lunch, but it was a rough one. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say you're up there at an 8. DJ Young Felipe, how do you get people pumped? Well, if you guys have seen my last 2 videos, how I do it, I'm on the mic. I tend to be very vocal if I'm trying to pump people up and hype them up, and that takes a lot of confidence and a lot of time to actually build up the internal ability to pump people up over a mic. Other ways, you can just play really hype tracks. Like, think about if you heard the Space Jam soundtrack or something like that. Just really hype music that everyone knows. Jump around, jump on it. Those are hype tracks that people know and people get hyped to. Weddings, shout. That's a big one to get people hyped to. Stuff like that. So, hype music, mic. Next question comes from Connor on Snapchat, and this is the last question on Snapchat. Have you ever considered starting producing music? Yes, I have, and I talked about it there. I've considered it. I don't think it's something that I'm going to get into until after my college career is over, but it definitely is something I would like to get into. Now we're going to move on into Instagram. My Instagram is right there. I posted a photo on Instagram for the Q&A, and I deleted it right after the Q&A.
Ricky, could you tell me what the pad and PFL buttons do on a mixer? Thank you. Bye.
So I'm not really sure what your pad button is on your mixer. I don't know what you're referring to either, because like I have 4 pads on either side of my decks on like the SZ that I use for hot cues, rolls, loops, and stuff like that. But a pads button in general on general mixers is classified as a button that cuts the amount of input that's coming from the source. In some cases, like a microphone, it's just a button that you tap that'll cut the amount of input gain that's coming from it. A PFL button, though, is a pre-fade listen button. It basically lets you listen to whatever is on that channel before the fader actually takes effect and goes to the master. Kieran Fogun, should I rent speakers to start DJing if I don't have speakers? So this is a case of your scenario, the amount of money you have, and how invested you want to be in DJing. In general, I would say when I look back at when I was DJing and stuff, when I was using like household speakers and stuff like that, the DJ, the events I were doing were of that caliber, but there was definitely a point where I should have started renting speakers until I had the money to buy actual speakers. So it depends on how much money you have. If you want or you have access to the funds to invest into nice speakers like the ones I have in my beginner DJ speaker video, then do it. If not, if you're not as invested, you don't plan on doing at least like 1 gig a month or something like that, where your speakers would be like sitting in the basement like these ones are for like months on end without use, then you probably want to look at renting speakers until you get to the point where you're doing that many gigs. BallardDB_that's_me. Should I organize kit on the day of the gig or the night before? What are you referring to with kit? I'm gonna go with, you're either going with organizing music or organizing equipment. And you should have your equipment organized, but I would let's say he's going with music. Organize music before or the day of. I do both. It just depends in my schedule when I have time to organize music. I try to do it the day before or if I have time, but majority of the time I'm literally downloading the new music and the stuff that they want to hear and updating my library normally the day of the gig. Official DJ Irk. How to come up with a DJ company name. A good one to start with is probably use your name and add production company or event company, design company, big sound production. Just come up with something. There's tons of names out there that you probably could use. If I started a company, it would probably be Big Bass Production because I love bass, or All Basses Production. Ooh, that's a good one. Brandon Lapius, what's your favorite color? That's my boy at work. Blue. What's yours, Brandon? Text me. Just kidding, that's weird. DJ Ivan, how do you organize your music crates in Serato? I do not organize my music in crates in Serato. All of my music is organized in iTunes playlists. JarDV43. Where do you get your music? I get all my music through my LLC, which we all have subscriptions to Top Hits, and Top Hits provides us with music, provides us with all the new music. If there's any songs that are not provided in our Top Hits, I normally go to either my DJ pool I currently have, which is through Virtual DJ, which is iDJ Music or something. It's a very basic name. It's like iDJ Cloud or something like that. That's where I get some of my like remixes and stuff like that, or I go off of iTunes if I can't find it anywhere else. And I'm thinking I'm going to get a subscription to DJ City very soon as well. Alright, this next question, I gotta apologize. It's from Dank2233. I'm sorry, I accidentally deleted his video. He sent me a video on Instagram and I went to record it and tapped too many times and lost the video. Anyways, he asked me, what was my first ever DJ laptop? Give me a second, let me go get it. Alright, so this is it right here. As you'll see off the get-go, it's an HP, and we have an Apple logo on it because Apple computers were all the DJ rage, and when I was younger, I wanted a MacBook because all the professionals had a MacBook. But now I realize it's not really a big deal and stuff like that. But this is an HP G50. HP G50, it had AMD Alpha XD, it had NVIDIA graphics. It was a pretty solid laptop when I used it, and it doesn't work at all anymore. Unfortunately, this was my first ever laptop. I upgraded to the laptop that I'm currently using my freshman year of high school. This was like my middle school laptop. This was like, I think I got it like when I was in 5th grade, maybe younger, something like that. And my freshman year of high school, I upgraded to that one, and then shortly after, this one actually died. Like if I plug this into power and try to turn it on, it doesn't turn on. I believe it just gives you like a line of code, and my dad's a computer programmer, and he said, yeah, it's pretty much toast. The hard drive in it is toast. Everything's toast in it. It's pretty much done for. So also, this laptop had a notorious overheating problem. I had to run a laptop fan under this at every gig I used it for, otherwise the thing would overheat and turn off. Anybody want a laptop? That doesn't work. Anyways, yeah, that was my first ever, this is my first ever DJ laptop. Alright guys, that's all the questions I had for this Q&A session. Thank you all for submitting questions. If you guys want to get in on the next Q&A, be sure to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. That way you guys can get in on the next Q&As. If you like this Q&A session and you want to see more, give me a big thumbs up. Leave in the comments down below if you and let me know if you want to see more of these Q&A sessions, if you like this and stuff like that. Things I can do to change it up, maybe start with having topics for these Q&A sessions. And if you aren't already, hit that subscribe button. That way you can join in on everyone that is subscribed to this channel. Getting very, very close to 4K here very soon. It's gonna be awesome. Anyways, guys, my name is DJ Rick Webb. Keep the record spinning, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!